story is scary. Shashank made all preparations to leave. Picking up a big bag, he took the car key and left the house. It was 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Shashank had left house to go to his in-laws' village. His wife had delivered a son yesterday. A distance of nearly 500 kilometers had to be covered. He knew that it would be night by the time he arrived. He had filled the petrol tank yesterday. He got into the car, turned the key and started the car. Driving slowly while listening to songs, he got on the highway. It wasn't too hot, the air was cool, so he kept the car window open. Shashank was now out of town. It was 5 o'clock in the afternoon. A small village was seen on the way. After driving for some more time, he stopped at a small tea stall to drink tea. Few people were sitting there and drinking tea. "Give me some tea," said Shashank while sitting on a bench. Shashank was sitting relaxed for a while drinking tea. "Where are you going?" asked one man sitting beside him. "I'm going to Shurden," said Shashank. "Shurden? Oh. It's very far. Do one thing. Go straight into village. At the village end go towards Murundi village. When you reach Murundi village, you will find the road to Shurden," said man. "Ah, but this path leads there, so why should I take this other path?" said Shashank as he finished his last sip of tea. "Distance will be less than 100 kilometers. If you go this way, road is also very good, isn't it Ramya?" said man elbowing another man on the side. The other one also said with a bit of a smile, "Ah, yes, you will save time. The road is a little isolated, but the distance will be saved for sure, it's true." Hearing both of them, Shashank thought for a while. He took out his mobile and opened the map and looked at the road to Shurden. He saw that there were actually 2 alternative routes to Shurden and the second route would save a distance of 110 kilometers. Seeing that, Shashank said, "Oh really, this road can save a lot of time, thank you." Shashank thanked that man and got into the car. After Shashank left, one of them said, "Have you gone mad? Why did you tell that man to go that way? Don't you know she is there?" "Shut up, our villages are becoming infamous because of such things. Nothing will happen," he said, silencing him. "But today is new moon," second man murdered. Shashank turned his car to the right and took the other alternative route. It was 5:30 in the evening. Shashank kept the map on his mobile so he didn't need to stop the car and ask anyone for directions. Shashank was very happy as he could reach his wife and son soon. After driving for another hour, he reached Murundi village. The sunset was early as it was a winter day. The atmosphere was gradually darkening. There were 2 different roads leading from Murundi village arch. Shashank took another path round the arch and went ahead. Although the road was not very long, it was not too bumpy either. Shashank proceeded driving slowly. There was not much traffic on the road, there were huge trees and bushes around. As Shashank advanced, the surrounding area became denser. He got little surprised that he had not seen another car on the road for a long time. Shashank checked the petrol, now there was a few petrol left in the car. After going a little further, he saw a small hut in the distance by the side of the road. After driving alone for a long time on the deserted road, Shashank was relieved to see that little hut. He decided to stay there for a while. Shashank reached there and stopped the car. He took one look at the hut from the car and was disappointed. There was no one there. Shashank got down from the car and approached the hut. It was a very old hut. For bamboos were planted and a roof of dried grass was laid on it and it was open in front. Shashank was standing in front of that hut with both hands on his waist. He was thinking why this hut was built here in such a desolate place where not even a single house could be seen. His gaze drifted down to the right and he saw a small passageway leading inside. He turned his gaze from the path that led deep into the forest. Shashank turned back thinking that there must be a village inside. Anyway, I have to move on. Just as he was about to open the car and get inside, he heard a rustle, followed by the sound of panting. He looked back in shock. Someone was coming towards him from the front path. She was a woman. Seeing that woman in that dark night in that desolate place made Shashank felt little shakes. The woman came near the hut with a cloth bag in her hand. She was wearing a green sari. She was a slender young woman in her 20s. The brown-skinned, long-nosed woman was shocked to see Shashank. Pulling one end of the sari over her shoulder, she held it over her face and stood looking at him. Shashank also stared at her without saying anything for a while. "Who are you?" she asked. I am going to Sheridan, because the car is running out of petrol." Just as Shashank was about to say something else, the woman gave a hearty laugh and said, "You won't get any gas station for long from here." "But why are you here at this place?" "I mean alone at this time in this secluded place," Shashank asked chatteringly. I live here, there's our village inside there," said woman. When Shashank didn't know what to say next, she said, "Sir, let me tell you something." Yes, tell me," said Shashank. "It's late night. If you go ahead now, you won't get petrol, you will get stuck somewhere. Come to our village tonight. Go ahead tomorrow morning. My husband will help you," she said. Shashank was thinking, if this woman says that if I don't get petrol, I will be in big trouble. If there's a village next, it will be fine or else. The woman quickly said with a smile, "There is no village either so far." Without thinking any more, Shashank said, "You are right, but what about your family, if I stay at your home?" "Come on, don't worry about it. Often people like you come to our village," she said. "Okay, can we drive to your residence?" Shashank asked. "There is no path for car, we have to go walking," she said. "Okay, let me take my bag and park the car to one side," Shashank said, opening the car. She was standing dumbfounded without saying anything. Shashank took his bag and walked with her along the narrow path. There was a small bush around. There was total darkness. There was no moon in the sky. Only the sound of the woman's anklet could be heard in that scary area. For a while, Shashank felt like he is on some wrong path. The woman was walking briskly without saying anything. Shashank was walking behind her. After walking a little further, a small stream started in front. Shallow water was flowing in the stream. After coming down the stream, both of them were slowly walking through the water. Shashank dropped the torch he had with him and saw him in the light. The woman in front had upside-down legs. Seeing that, Shashank was startled. His heart started pounding. His body became watery, he started feeling dizzy. Shashank's legs stopped moving and the woman stood still, slowly turning her head back, without moving her body. Her face had completely changed now. There were red-black wrinkles on the face, the eyes were completely white. The torch fell from Shashank's hand. His heart sank, he screamed Asphalt, eyes closed, he felt himself falling and suddenly he felt a touch. He opened his eyes and looked. The woman had caught him. Her face was restored. "What happened? Why are you scared?" she said. Shrugging away from her cold touch, Shashank chuckled, "You look different now, your legs were turned back." "What the hell are you talking about, sir? We are the poor people of the village, come let's go ahead." She again grabbed Shashank's hand and pulled him forward. Shashank continued to struggle. Both now crossed the stream and came up. There was a small well in front, beyond which a small house could be seen 50 paces away. Both came forward. The woman opened the door of the house. A small lamp was placed in the center. She spread a blanket for Shashank to sit on. Shashank sat there quietly. She gave Shashank water to drink. "No, I have water," said Shashank, looking around, and for so long he didn't notice that his bag was not with him. He did not have his flashlight or mobile phone with him. Shashank said, waking up, "Oh my God, I don't have my mobile phone and bag with me." "Sit, sir, we will bring a bag tomorrow morning. Don't go there now, that place is haunted," she said with a weird smile. "What are you talking about? You just brought me from that place." Shashank's voice rose. "Don't get angry, sir, that place is confusing to a single person, people see wrong visions there," she said in a serious voice. "Then come with me," said Shashank. "Is that so? Then let's go and get your bag," she said in a cold voice. Both left the house. No idea what time it was. In between, a wolf howl was falling on the ear. The woman was walking forward. After crossing the well, both of them came near the stream. Shashank came down from the stream. He saw something lying in front of him. There was no guesswork in the dark. Shashank stumbled through the shallow water and was stunned by what lay before him. A dead man was laying in front of him. His eyes were wide open, as if he had seen something terrible while dying. He had a big mouth. He was awkwardly lying lifeless in that water. It was Shashank's dead body. Shashank looked back with a dead soul. The woman started laughing at him. Her face had changed. The eyes were white. In a moment she came rushing forward and took his cold hand and led him back across the stream.